Okay, this is my pedal board setup. Before we look at it, it's important to understand that I run a very strange setup. Not at all conventional, not at all traditional, it just suits my needs very well. This is the custom case that I built for it. It's made to contain basically everything I need with the exception of the guitar. When I travel, it allows me to carry it all easily, quickly, and efficiently. So this is all, everything in here was kind of designed by me and to suit my needs. So the thing is heavy, but it serves its purpose well, which is really more to the point. Show you a little bit of what's inside of here first. I carry 2 mic stands if I need it. Generally, obviously, I just carry 1 extension cord, cables, extra direct boxes, a little EQ pedal. Generally run an SM58, but I carry a Beta 87 for when I need something a little hotter. Special cable for my T5, which is what I normally run. This is the AirTurn BT105. I use it with my iPad. It is incredible for keeping track of your music and putting sets together. And then this is my iPad X-Clip stand by Chris Kenneth. It's a very, very good product also. So this is just the accessories that go with it. My board, like I said, I run a strange setup. I play a Taylor T5 that I've added. I've added a D-TAR Wavelength pickup to. So I actually have 2 outputs on the guitar, and I run 2 signals. I use the T5 electronics to run an electric signal and the D-TAR to run an acoustic signal. The reason that I do that is because I play at churches, I lead worship, I play at camps, and a lot of times I play by myself. And although I love the sound of an acoustic guitar by itself, sometimes you just want a little bit more. So this board is designed to suit those needs exactly. That is not attached yet. My signal comes in here on this. This is a custom switcher that I built. If you'll notice, it's labeled backwards. That's because on my old pedal board it sat on the other side of the board, and I've since rewired it and haven't relabeled it. This is set up so that it's custom for my T5, but can also be used with a different guitar when I play a guitar that only has 1 output. So I've got 2 inputs here and then 2 outputs. I've got a master cutoff for the whole board, and then I've got a Y switch right here. And what happens is, if I run 2, it's just straight through with this on-off right here. If I run a single in, I can Y it right here so that it splits the signal and then feeds the electric half of the board and the acoustic half of the board appropriately. So what my signal chain, I'm going to show you the electric first and then the acoustic, because it basically, I do have 2 signal chains within the board. My electric comes in, comes out right here. I come straight out of here and into the Zoom G9 2TT. I know that a lot of guys do not like Zoom. A lot of guys don't like strictly digital effects, but this thing suited my needs perfect. It was compact for the amount of features that you got in it. You get a volume pedal, you get this expression pedal that works both up and down and left to right, so you can control 2 parameters at a time, which is really, really useful. Another reason that I like the Zoom is that it actually has 2 real tubes that serve as preamps for it. So it just gives you a little warmer sound than you would typically get out of a strict digital pedal. I come out of the G9 and up here into this box, which is something that I made specifically for working with the RC30. And basically what it does is it Ys my signal, and it either sends it straight to my direct box, which goes out to the board, to the system, or it sends it into the RC30, so I can loop the RC30 when I want to, but I don't, or I can loop the electric through the RC30 when I want to, but it's not constantly playing through there, so I don't have to loop it if I choose not to. Coming in from the acoustic side, I come through here and I go up to a tuner. This is just it's a pretty cheapo little tuner. I got a really good deal on it, and I've never had any issues with it. I use the bypass on it to feed these two pedals down here. It's a TC Helicon Voicetone Correct XT and a Voicetone Harmony G. I know I said I'm showing you my acoustic, but this is also my mic chain. I have a mic cutoff switch right here. I come in with my microphone signal, and then I go into the Correct XT. That adds shape and dynamics and tone to your vocals. It's very, very nice to have. You can duplicate studio sounding vocals in a live setting, and it also does the pitch correct, which, you know, some people will balk, but man, when you're doing a 14-16 song set, sometimes your voice just gets tired at the end of it, and I know it's cheating, but it saves me. And then I come out of there. Now, obviously, my guitar signal comes in here because it uses the guitar to determine your pitch. Comes in here and it goes straight over into the harmony also. My mic goes into here and out and then into the harmony. And the harmony, it has a doubler on it, and then it has just some basic effects, just some reverb and different stuff. And then it has the harmonies. It will add two-part harmonies in live settings to your vocals. I really enjoy it. I try to use it sparingly and subtly because I don't want to make a spectacle of it, but it does add some layers and some full body to the sound whenever you're singing by yourself. Okay, back over here. My output of my tuner comes down here into the Zoom A2, and this is an Acoustic Modeler / effects pedal. Depending on which guitar I run, sometimes I'll model. It'll model a J200, a Martin D45, all of those things. Most of the time, if I'm running the T5, I will go ahead and model a J200. If I'm playing my Breed Love, I'll go ahead and let it run straight and just add a very subtle reverb, something along those lines. I generally use this built-in expression pedal as nothing but a volume pedal, so that I can control my volume here at the end where I am. I come out of there and I come up here into the RC30, and if you'll remember, the electric and the acoustic will both run through the RC30 if I choose to. These are just basically functionality switches for the RC30. They allow me to start my effects, start my tracks, change up and down between banks, that different thing. And then out of the RC30, I run into this Morley Mini-volume pedal. The purpose of that is sometimes my loops, I want them to start quietly. I use the looping for response times, invitations, whatever you want to call it, and you know, sometimes you just don't want to play. Your fingers can't handle playing for 30 minutes quietly in the background, and so this looper is what serves that purpose for me. And rather than having to adjust these tiny little knobs right here with my toes while I'm trying to play, I put this on the far side of it so that I can control my loops. Both signals, the acoustic and the electric, run around here and come out this direct box. So I can run XLR directly into the board. I power everything with the exception of the G9 with the godlike power all here. The G9, on the other hand, has to use its own power supply. Everything else here is 9 volts and uses, you know, maybe a few hundred milliamps of power. The G9 uses 15 volts and 1.5 amps. So it has its own power supply here. But I can plug those two in and I'm ready to go. You know, again, this is it's a unique setup. It's strange. Oh, let me explain this little fella right here. This is plastic because I haven't gotten a chance to build it. I haven't gotten a chance to order everything. I modded my A2. You can't see it. I now have an extra jack right there. It's an 1/8 inch jack, and it controls this drum track box, which I very rarely use, but when I do, I didn't want to have to step down here. Now you can use this button as the expression pedal, but I like to use it as a tap tempo for the delay. So what I do is within the settings, I set this button through the 1/4 inch jack to serve as a tap tempo for the delay, and then this to serve as an on-off for that. And all I did was, there's a little mini switch on the inside of here, and I soldered on extra wires to the terminal through this jack and up to here, and this is just a single pole, single throw momentary, and it just connects it and turns it on for me. That will eventually become metal whenever I get around to ordering the parts and assembling it. So you'll have to pardon the whole thing. It's dirty and dusty, but I like what I've got. Like I say, it suits my needs perfectly for playing by myself. I love the opportunities when I'm able to just pick up an acoustic and play and sing. Anyway, thanks for checking this out, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.